Hey, it's me, TB, and it has been a very long time since I last filmed. Since I don't think I filmed a video since probably April, maybe early May. So yeah, I've been gone a while. We'll probably do a video explaining where I've been, like why I wasn't here, uploading, mostly because I just did not feel like it, but we will get there in a future video maybe, but probably not because I'm very lazy. So this is the mid-year freakout tag. Listen, I know it's almost September, so it's not really like the mid-year anymore, but let me live because, you know, I was not uploading during the summer, so obviously I missed this, so I'm just gonna do it anyway because I want to. So here we are. So the first question is, what is the best book I've read this year? And that is probably Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which I read earlier this year in January, I think. But, you know, first let me say, I was going through my spreadsheet to like find books for this tag, and I forgot almost everything that I read this year already. Like I was looking through that list, and there were books I didn't even know I read, so that's great. So I think this book is probably the most memorable for me, just because I read it, and then I think I watched 2 of the adaptations for it, so it's like more, I guess, stuck in my mind how the overall plot structure goes. But yeah, basically this book, we are following our unnamed narrator who marries this very rich man. She moves back with him to his fancy manor, and while there, everyone is still obsessed with his dead ex-wife, and this obsession that everyone has with her and like what happened to her starts to make our main character feel very insecure, and she goes crazy, basically. Also, that everyone that I've seen on BookTube that has read it really liked it, so obviously I'm not alone, and I'm not crazy, so that's great. The other answer for this I have is more like a duology of books, and that is The Epic Crush of Jeannie Lo and The Iron Will of Jeannie Lo. So this is written by F.C.Yi, the same guy that wrote the Kyoshi books, and this series is basically following our main character, Jeannie Lo, who finds out that she is the reincarnation of Sun Wukong's, I think his staff, and she also finds the reincarnation of Sun Wukong in this book. It's like a whole thing. But yeah, basically she's told that she has to like fight demons to like save the world because reasons, of course, that get revealed in the book. It was very fun. It was very like light and chill time. I basically read this so I'm not expecting it to be good, but not like incredible. And I gave both books 5 stars, so obviously I really liked it. Yeah, if you just want like a fun like YA fantasy, like urban fantasy trip down fun times, here you go. And both books are like roughly this size. I read them both on audiobook, so that was my experience. And I think the audiobooks are both fairly short too. So there's that. And there's like fun little romps. I really liked the characters. And if I had to pick like which book I liked better, book 1 or book 2, I think I'd probably say, I think I prefer book 1 over book 2. The worst scenes in book 2 I really liked, so I think I like them pretty equally, which is not helpful, I know, but because it says like how good the series is, you know. Now for best sequel I've read, listen, I'm gonna be very like corny and very basic bitch, and I'm gonna say Clockwork Princess, because listen, this book focused more on like our side characters, which is who I really cared about in this series, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, Tessa and Will and Jim were there, but also I was here for Charlotte and Henry because that was like the best part of the series, I'm not gonna lie. And then the Lightwoods with like Sophie, also a great time. I forget her fucking name, which sucks because I really liked her, but Will's sister in this, I really liked too. I wish she had like more scenes, but truly, this trilogy has like no plot, basically just like characters talking. So that was fun. I'm not gonna like waste my time and yours telling you what it's about because you already know. So yeah. So next is what is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. I have like a lot of arcs I need to get to, so probably all of those. So for this, I have a lot of books for this, but I'm going to just go with The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. All I know is that the main character is queer, and you know, it was an opportunity for a man tried a man in YA, so I'm gonna buy it anyway. I'm pretty sure it's like horror, I think, so that's pretty great. And yeah, so that's all I really know. So next question is the most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Again, a lot. I think my main 2 are like Lord of Eternal Night by Ben Alderson, which is his like vampire romance that's coming out, I think, in September. So love that for me. All I know is that it's vampires and it's gay. So that's all I know, and I was there for it. So good for me. Then there's Trailer Park Trickster by David R. Slayton, which is a sequel to White Trash Warlock, which I read last year, I think, and I really liked it. So I'll probably read the sequel too when it comes out. So great. Basically, in the series, Adam Binder was sent away by his family to like an asylum, basically, or like halfway house, something like that. I forget. It's been a while. Because he has magic, so he can like see spirits, and his family thinks that he's crazy. So eventually, when the series starts off, he's like older, and his brother basically asks him to come help with something because his wife is feeling sick. So Adam goes to help out, and turns out that his sister and their entire city is basically being like attacked by a very powerful like demon, I guess you would call it. And Adam has to figure out a way to basically deal with the demon, even though he is not very powerful at all. So yeah, there's probably my main 2 anticipated releases coming out soon. There are probably more, but it's been a while since I like looked at my 2021 release list. So next is my biggest disappointment, and trust me, there have been quite a few of those. But I think mine is going to be The Red Heart of Jade by Marjorie Liu. This is part of her like Cloak and Dagger paranormal romance series. This is like book 3, I think. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I did not like this one because I just didn't connect with our main like hero and the love interest. They're just very like bleh to me. Like our main character is like my least favorite out of like his like friend group. So that was already not like a great sign. And the plot is very like, it did not make sense to me. Like I thought it was gonna go like one way, then it kept going like the other way, and it didn't make sense to go that way. So it's very like a bleh experience overall. And the romance is very just like, okay, I guess. They were like childhood friends to lovers, but then they went their separate ways because they thought that each other was killed, or like they thought that each other were killed because the incident that happened. It's just like weird and confusing. But yeah, it's like a whole thing. It was just like a bleh read. So I give it 2 stars though, because I'm gonna like the overall universe. I like some of the characters that came back. So yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, it probably would have been a 1. It probably deserves a 1, but I'm very kind. So next is my biggest surprise, and for this, I'm going to go with The Bright Lands by John Fram, I think. Basically, this is like a mystery thriller-ish thingy. Basically, our main character, who I forget the name of, but this doesn't really matter. Let's be honest. Basically, he lives in New York, and he moved away from his hometown in Texas, which was like very like, you know, your typical southern town full of like racism and homophobia. So he moved away, and then he is texting his younger brother who wants to like leave the city because of like stuff that happens. So our main character goes back to his hometown to like help get his brother out of there because he's a good guy, you know. And once he's there to help his brother leave, his brother goes missing, and yeah, stuff happens. He's trying to like figure out what happened to his brother and like what weird secrets are going on, because there's obviously like a giant mystery involving the whole town, because everyone is acting very weird about his brother going missing. There are some very like weird as hell plot twists going in that book. Like I was expecting like a 3 stars, not gonna lie, but it was like a 5 stars because there were some really intense scenes in that book. I will say that it started to drag towards the end, but I did think that the twists were executed very nicely, and there weren't any twists that I felt were like cheap or very just bleh. Which I think is probably like the most important thing when talking about like mysteries is how the twists are executed. So yeah, there's that. It really is just like a mystery book through and through. So if you want a good mystery book, here you go. So next is the favorite new author, and I then want to say Jennifer L. Armentrout for this one, just because I've read 6 of her books back to back recently. I've at least liked them all. I think they were like probably like 2 3 stars, 2 4 stars, a 5 star, and then a 2 star. So overall, it's been a great time. And I'm probably going to read another one of her books really soon. And yeah, sure, it's like paranormal romance, so love it for me. Yeah, it's been like a good time. I will say that, generally speaking, her series always end on a very like bleh note. Like I think my favorite book in both her series so far have either been the first book or the second book, and the third book has always fallen very like flat and bleh, usually very like drawn out by that time. But overall, it's been a great time. So yeah, probably her, not gonna lie. So I don't think I've read many like new authors this year that I've read like multiple books from. So I think she kind of wins it by default. So next is newest fictional crush. And for this, it definitely is going to be Roth from Jennifer L. Armentrout's The Dark Elements trilogy. Listen, he's basically like your typical bad boy. He has a tongue piercing, you know, he has tattoos. It is so typical, and he's like a demon lord. So obviously we could not get more like trope-tastic if we wanted to, but here he is. He's great. I love him to death. Honestly, he was like probably my favorite part of that whole trilogy, not gonna lie. I liked him more than I like our main character, so yeah, there's that. And listen, he's like a whole man. I love him to death, and it was a great time. So yeah, next is newest favorite character, which I don't think I have one, because like I thought about it and I don't really have a favorite character, I guess. I'll say that like fictional crush kind of like ties together with this. But yeah, I don't really have a new favorite character because I'm lame like that. Sorry. So next is a book that made you cry, and that's going to be Akata Witch by Nadia Aquarifor. I don't think I was supposed to cry about this, but there's a scene in this where someone dies, and it made me very sad. So yeah. So in this series, we're following our main character Sunny, who moves with her family to the U.S. or from the U.S. to Nigeria, and while there she meets some new friends, and she learns that she's magic. So then she has to be taught how to use this magic, and then she finds out she and her new friends have to defeat an evil in the area that is killing children, I think. So it was a great time. I will say that I did not like the romance in this, because there's like a romance subplot, kind of. It's not like the main focus, but it's there. It's really like, but I still did cry at a scene, so. And I was looking over my shelf on GoodReads as like books that made me cry list. I think it's the only book that made me cry this year, so that's weird to think about. It's the only one that I like written down, you know, so yeah. This one kind of wins by default, but I also did give it 5 stars, I think, so it deserves. So next is a book that made you happy, and for me, I'm going to say The Case of the Burgled Bundle by Michael Hutchinson. Listen, this series is basically like a series of like late elementary, early middle grade novels. Basically follow these group of First Nations children that have to solve mysteries that are very like, not like awful mysteries. They're kind of like your typical like kids mystery plot, you know. That's like kind of why I like them, because they're so like chill usually. I think this one is like the newest release, so I read it this year, which is why it's here, and not the other 2 books. There are 3 books I think released so far. I think there is a 4th confirmed coming out next year, I think. So great. And this one, I talked about it in my last video, but in this one there is the National Assembly that is taking place, and for this there is a treaty bundle that is stolen, and the kids have to figure out who took it and why. So here we go. These are like very short. I usually read them like one sitting, but they're just like so chill and just fun that I really like them. So here it is. So next is the most beautiful book you bought this year. I think like so far, which I haven't actually bought a lot of books this year. At least none of them that I would call like beautiful, you know. So I think I'm going to say Crossing by Pashtun Satovsky. This is a pick for my Queer All Year book club that is going on throughout this whole year. So if you want to join that, I'll have the Twitter link down below, where you can find like all the books they're reading for the whole year. So that's great. So I just like this color of blue, the little like thingy going on in the middle. Don't know what it is. Looks like a heraldry symbol, I think it's called. And I like just everything about it, really. I'm very lame like that, sorry. This is the book pick for December for the Queer All Year book club. And in this, we are following our main character, who is born and raised in communist Albania. Eventually, he and his friend decided to flee to Italy, trying to like find a better life for themselves there, and stuff ensues. Obviously, I have not read it yet, so I don't really know what it's about, but here's it, and it's beautiful. So yeah. So the last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And to that, I have to say basically everything that you see around me, because this is my physical TBR that is unread. So yes, it's a lot. Leave me alone. But my prioritized books, I guess, would probably be the Fires of Vengeance, because this is the sequel to the Rage of Dragons I need to get to. I need to finish the Chronicles of the Bitch Queen series. I need to finish TJ Klune's his like werewolf paranormal romance series right here. I need to finish the Mortal Instruments, which is right here. I need to finish the Witcher Saga, which is right here. I just have a lot. I need to like finish and get around to. There's probably more actually too. I need to finish the Throne of Glass series. I think I still have to finish Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash. Then I'll be done with that series too. So yeah, just a lot I have to read. So that is the mid-year freakout tag. Hopefully this went over well. And yeah, I'm already dreading editing this, so that's great. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, like, share, all that. And hopefully I will see you next week.